There you are, Maddie. I've been looking all over for you. Hi, Raven. Dad asked me to watch the tea shop this afternoon. Would you like to keep me company? I'm not exactly dressed for tea. I will be right back. Much better. So what's wicked, Maddie? Would you like a cup of tea? I have oddity, insanity, or serendipity. How about some oddity? Maddie, nightshade is poisonous, isn't it? Why, yes. That's why you'd have to be an oddity to try it. How about some insanity? Mugwort. Isn't that some kind of medicinal herb? Will that taste good with chocolate? I don't know. You'd have to be insane to try it. I think I'll have some serendipity. Coming right up. Maddie, I order you to join us or it's off with your head. Well, in that case, how can I refuse? Hi, it's Dolls, Toys, and Games Gal. I'm the crazy mom who makes doll dorm rooms and dioramas for her daughter's Ever After High dolls, and I've made the Wonderland Haberdashery and Tea Shop for you all to enjoy. And let me show you what I did and then do some shout outs. First, let's start off though with a few pictures of what the Wonderland Haberdashery and Tea Shop look like at Ever After High. You can see a lot of craziness going on in there, ladders and clocks and doors on the wall, and no windows because I guess we're in the inside of a teapot. So I picked these green scrapbook papers, cut them in half lengthwise, and then attached them to the walls of my shelf with scrapbook glue, leaving about 1.25 inches in the middle. Then I chose these two felts, mostly because they're very colorful and crazy looking. They also seem to go nicely with the green wallpaper. So there's the felt. I actually used Mod Podge to attach it to the bottom of the shelf and was very surprised that it worked. To cover up that 1.25 inch empty space, I'm using these two ribbons, and I also attached it using Mod Podge. Again, always surprised when something works, that I do anyway. So here's the shelf empty, and I can begin to put in some design. So there is a path, I don't know if you guys recall in the picture, there looks like a checkered path going across the tea shop, and I thought I would try to mimic that. So I cut out with these pieces, looks like a big long black and white checkered boa constrictor or something. This is probably my favorite part of the tea shop. It's a teapot shelf, and I got that off of eBay, and actually the seller also sent these really cool teapots along with it. This one's a cottage, this one's a little flower, this one is like an old-fashioned tea party with cupcakes on top, this one's a lotus, and this one is a bear with some kind of a hose. This one is a pretty traditional tea pot, so I'm going to just go ahead and load up my shelf with each one of those. Then I have this fairy garden door that I'm going to hot glue to the wall at the end of one of the paths so that people can get to Wonderland from that door. Then I've got these cute fairy garden flowers on sticks that I hot glued to one side of the tea shop. As for this path, I'm going to line it with these buttons and these super colorful flowers because everything in Wonderland, in my mind, is colorful and cool. So I went ahead and spaced out the flowers, and I'll be hot gluing down each of the buttons in between. And now I've finished all the hot gluing, and it took forever to actually, you have to put the hot glue on each and every button and lay it down. Next, I have some pretty awesome fairy tale charms, all in a Wonderland theme, and I got these from Hobby Lobby. You can see there's a white rabbit cameo, something that suggests the Queen of Hearts, a hat that says we're all mad here. Can you see that? And then this bottle that says Wonderland on it, so I imagine it was someone trying to capture the essence of Wonderland, and a clock. And I went ahead and I hot glued all of those cute charms to one side of the tea shop. Then I took the potion bottles and the drink me bottle and the Wonderland bottle and put that in the middle of my teapot shelf. Next, I found this awesome kind of vintage looking clock from eBay. It's a bit broken, that's okay. Reminds me of Wonderland. Here's some fairy garden doors, mirrors, toadstools, because what's a Wonderland tea shop without toadstools? Some more decorative toadstools. I wonder what these are. Oh, I think I can maybe use them as a bouquet of mushrooms. I'm going to use this teapot as a vase, except that the color of this teapot is not quite right. All right, now I've repainted it. I've also repainted my fingers, as you can see, and I'm going to use that as a teapot base. Then from Joann Fabrics, I got this slate, and using this chalk marker, I'm going to just write on it Wonderland Haberdashery and Tea Shop. And I drew on like a top hat and a teacup. Don't judge me, my drawing skills are not wonderful. These are some chalkboards I found, and I just made up some fun tea recipes that, as you saw, Maddie tried to offer Raven. So I laid these on top of the teapot shelf, and then I just added in some other things like the ladder from Briar Beauty's Throne Coming set, some big giant flowers that seem oversized, some of Raven's Way Too Wonderland playset, Maddie's hat-tastic tea party table, and I think we have a pretty nice and whimsical Wonderland tea shop. All right, time for some shout outs. Here's a shout out to Cat, Pat, and Cute Puppies. Thanks everyone for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this.